Welcome to Application Security MythBusters, your podcast series for understanding the importance of clean code in a primarily digital economy. Our promise is to bring you some of the finest minds in the industry to help you and those you work with understand and learn how to mitigate against the risk inherent in application development. This information is brought to you by Cenzic, the innovative leader in application security risk management, vulnerability assessment, and compliance solutions. And here is our show host, Mandeep Kara, Chief Marketing Officer of Cenzic.
Hi, this is Mandeep Kara, Chief Marketing Officer of Cenzic, again reporting from Black Hat Vegas 2010. And we're talking about Application Security MythBusters. And today we have a guest, Min Ju from Symantec. Welcome, Min.
How you doing? What's up, man?
So we're going to be asking you some questions about app security and some myths around that. So what we are finding is, we just released a trends report on application security, and we're finding most of the vulnerabilities are application security related, like 70 or 80%. And in spite of that, people are not doing enough to protect their websites. And we believe it's because of, a lot of companies believe that they can use SSL or IDS or network firewall type of stuff. What do you think about that?
I definitely think it's got to be something at application layer, specifically in like anything that takes input. That everything I've seen and I've been experienced to is it's always one little single field that you can get SQL injection inserted or some type of cross-site scripting exposed to client, and you have to test that every single element or object that takes input from a user. You can't trust it. You got to do something on the server side. So you have to either have smart developers that know how to write secure code, which is very rare, or you got to audit the applications along with side by side with them in order to find those before the bad guys do.
So in spite of the fact that most of the attacks are happening through the web application layer, why do you think the companies just are not taking that next step to do something?
It's a lot of it is there's a lot of pressure to get that web application out when people will commit to a certain deadline, and then whatever it takes to get that deadline, if they have cut corners. I used to work in other roles in IT security where web development specifically, and I see that all the time, and they have to get that new website update because there's a marketing thing that's going out that has to match on that day. So it's very critical they do it. So they spend more time writing the code than they do auditing and fixing because they want the functionality in over, they figure they can do the security thing afterwards.
So what advice or what tips would you give to all the companies out there who have e-commerce on their websites? What should they do? What do you think?
Well, they have to do regular, audits or security testing on their application, but I find that that's always chasing the tail and behind the eight ball. So it's better to work with the dev team to show them demos of exactly how it can get exploited. If you show them from a single radio button that you can SQL inject and run SQL commands and get a command shell, the light bulb goes off. Then they get it. Then they're like, oh, I thought it was just like fear mongering and you couldn't really do anything with SQL injection. And when you show them it in their own code, their attitudes completely change. And then they start to work with you and partner with you to get audits done before they push code to production. So they push it to dev or staging, and then they have the security guys do the audit first, and then they'll also bake in time to fix things before they go to production now. So they put it in their project plan after the light bulb goes off.
That's really good advice. Hey, Min, thank you very much for joining us and sharing your insights. I appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you for listening to Application Security MythBusters. The practices and approaches discussed in all of our episodes are based on both the vast knowledge of our guests as well as the thought leadership and industry expertise of those from the show's sponsor, Cenzic. We value your input, so please feel free to email us at mythbusters@cenzic.com. That's MYTHBUSTERS @CENZIC.com with any comments, questions, or topic suggestions for future shows. Additional topics in this series, related white papers, and more information are available on the web at www.cenzic.com.